MICAH Beats activated.
Welcome to Just Therapy, where we talk about life with a comedy twist. With your hosts, comedian Sean Boyd, Antonio Ferguson, and Miss KT. We talk about a whole bunch of shit from politics to people actually taking shits. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the therapy session. Man, this be dope. Make a motherfucker want to rap. I can't rap, man. Hold on, here we go. I can't rap. I really can't. But come sit down on the couch with us. Man, I can't rap. Come to the couch. Enjoy the show. Let's go. Just another day on the couch, talking about all the problems of today. Yeah, welcome back to another episode of Just Therapy. I am your host, comedian Sean Boyd, and it's another beautiful Monday evening, y'all. Ooh-wee. It's been a long weekend, and it is finally Monday, so I am excited, as always. You already know how we do. I'm always excited about any guest that I bring on, but I'm especially excited tonight. Listen, a lot of the people that are my age grew up on this, and then they brung it back for the new generation, and y'all already know. Y'all know. I'm telling you this. I'm excited, man. I got my main man, DC Glenn, in the building. What's
up? How y'all doing tonight?
Hey. Same old.
Beginning of the week.
Beginning of the week.
Back to getting that money. That don't never stop. So I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm getting money every day. That's what I'm trying to do. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So everybody that don't know, this one half of the rap group has tag team, but he is also a motivational speaker. We'll get into all what DC got going on. But man, thanks for coming to the couch, brother.
Hey man, my pleasure.
Yeah, man. So funny because like y'all came out, there it is. You had, I had, and now neither one of us.
No, man, it's been an incredible journey, man. It started a long time ago. It started in the 80s, man.
Yeah.
I come from the beginning of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? At least parts of it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Kind of started out in high school where me and Steve met, right? Okay. And that's when I really got exposed to a lot of R&B and a lot of hip hop culture because I went to Catholic school, so I was listening to what the pop stations were playing, but everybody kind of was listening to the same thing because it really wasn't too many black stations per se unless you were in a big metropolitan city, and I was in Denver, Colorado, so we got what we got. But when I got to Manual High School 84, I met Steve, and Steve and him had a band, and they used to play during the quad at lunchtime, and I was like, I gotta be in that band. It's going down. And then I worked in the truancy office, and down the hall from the truancy office was Bolt Vibration, which was the leading choir in the city. So I was like, shoot, I could sing. I want to be in that choir. And then I went to my first high school dance at Manual in 11th grade and seen the cats with 2 turntables and a mixer. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And I became masterful at all 3. And here I am today, 40-something years later, multi-platinum artist, just living life, having fun, conquering new mountains. And constantly learning how to learn even better, staying on top of technology, and trying to put people on game. And, it's a testament to my parents because I've been My parents had little slaves. I've been shucking peas and stemming collard greens since I was 5 years old. Mom had a prep cook. Dad made me wash the car, cut the hedges, cut the grass. It's funny because I'm trying to get somebody to cut my father's hedges in Denver. And they're like, well, you can't cut them this way because they'll burn up. And I was like, man, don't try to upsell me, dude. I've been cutting them damn things for 20 years. Them is ghetto hedges. They ain't burning. They done been through disease. They done conquered everything. So just cut the damn hedges, all right? So I've had a fruitful life. I had a great childhood. Went to school at Sac State University. That's where I learned how to truly make songs and learned how to make hip hop, and got exposed to music from all over the country because I was a DJ and I would order my records from, East Coast, West Coast, down South, and became a very good DJ. Moved on from Sac State, moved to Atlanta because it was black folks living in harmony. And my boys took me to this place called Magic City.
Oh, man.
Eighth wonder of the world. Yep. And within, I think, I got to Atlanta on a Tuesday. By that next Monday, I was the head DJ at Magic City. I actually had a job interview at CNN, and I was like, well, I could do this for the summer and go do CNN in the fall. But the first night I made $500, and the rest is just history. I've been in the clubs ever since, man, and I'm so grateful because being in the clubs, I've always had a front row seat to humanity.
Right.
And that education of learning what not to do and watching what people do, how people flow, how people react, how people, are human beings, has been a great education for me, and it has helped me to achieve all the things that I have in my life. So I am very grateful for the paths that I've chosen. I've chosen some wrong paths. I was in a 20-year legal battle with Whoop, there it is, but I wouldn't change it for nothing because it really forced me to create discipline, and it forced me to not blame people and bear the responsibility for the decisions that I make and correct them.
Right.
And I learned throughout my life that there are no mistakes, there are no missed opportunities as long as you're breathing. As long as you're breathing, you can go back and correct all those things. It's just, do you have the will or the fortitude to do it? And I have that, and I just don't quit. I play offense, I keep it moving, I hustle. And I'm not going to ever quit, right? And I'm always going to strive to do newer and better things. And that's what keeps life fresh. Right? That's what keeps me going. Yesterday was my birthday. And I feel brand new, right? I don't even feel my age. I feel like I'm in high school. I feel like I'm a freshman in college because I'm versing all these different things, AI and technology and SEO and digital marketing, and every new technology that comes about, I try to become masterful at it because that's what I seek, is mastery. And even though people say, man, you can never master everything, it's like, you can't. But if I'm in the ballpark, if that's my mindset,
right,
then I'm in the ballpark, right? And if you're in the ballpark, you're going to make some paper. Period. Right? It's just how you acquire the discipline in the things that you do. So that's what I've done, and still touring, still just doing everything that I can get my hands on. So I live a blessed life, and I just want to spread my knowledge and my experience to the world, and hopefully I change someone's life.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So let's go back. You said you was the DJ at Magic City. You got to keep most of your money DJ instead of being a customer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how did you even get a chance to audition to be DJ at Magic City?
Actually, I was there on a Friday. We had just went to the movies, Do the Right Thing, Spike Lee, 1989, and the DJ was drunk or something. And I was like, shoot, I could do better. Because I thinking I'm going to Atlanta, these DJs are going to be way better than me, when it was the opposite. Right. And the security dude overheard me. He's like, there go Mash right there. Go talk to him. And Magic is Michael Barney. He on the club. And I was like, hey, man, you need a DJ? He's like, no, I don't need no DJ, but come see me Monday. So I went down. I seen him Monday. And he was like, I don't need no DJ, but I need a cook. I was like, I can chef. So he's like, you be the cook and the backup DJ. So I think I cooked 2 orders of chicken wings, a salad. And then the DJ that was DJing day shift, he was like, hey, man, I got to go run some errands, man. Why don't you DJ for me?
Right.
And he let me on his turntables, and I never relinquished them. So the girls had never, we in the country now. Atlanta's a country, you know what I mean? Yeah. So they had never heard an articulate dude from California spitting game, right? And, you know, talking slick and getting girls money and figuring out how to make, rock the house and turned it into a party. And when you turn things into a party, money comes out. And we had a meeting that Sunday, and the girls were like, Magic, we want him. And Magic looked at me like, all right, you up, motherfucker. And I've always been the head DJ at every club I've been at, because I'm not just a DJ. I'm your light guy. I'm your sound guy. I do your fast photography for your girls. I get you in magazines. I do your digital marketing. I do your radio spots, your television spots, your TV commercials. I do everything. You got to hire 10 of me to do what I do, right? And I try to teach people that if you're in a dead-end job or a job that you hate, take advantage of it and learn to do everybody else's job. Because one day the boss might come in and be like, well, where's such and such? I need this done. You'd be like, I got it. Next thing you know, you got a raise. Next thing you know, you're the supervisor. Now you running everything. Or if they do let you go, it's easier to transition to the next bigger thing that you do in your life, because you've acquired those skills that you put in your toolbox by being proactive instead of being pissed off, ignorant, and just trifling because you don't want to do all that extra work. Right? You have to make yourself invaluable in every facet of life, or you're just going to stay stuck. So I choose to make myself invaluable. I choose to be professional, one less thing people have to worry about, and I get called to do everything, right? And people know they can trust me, and people know they can depend on me, and people know I'm going to be on time. I'm going to be a half hour early. People know that that I'm about my shit, and I'm one to be reckoned with, and that's why they pay me 3 or 4 streams of income just for one job. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm knocking out all those birds with one stone. So I've always been like that, and that's just me being a hustler. And I owe that to my parents, like I said, because we had chores. And, I had to figure out how to make money at a young age, because we had a snowblower in Denver, Colorado. Only family on the block. One year we had this big blizzard. And we just kids playing in snow, and I'm shoveling everybody's snow. Coming back the next week, people's giving me $20. Hey, man, appreciate you doing my walkway. I was like, $20? My parents only give me $5. And this is every house on the block. That's when a hustler was born. And I had a paper route. But I've had a job since I was 8 years old, right? All through high school, junior high, all through high school. And then I ended up working for myself, learned how to do my own business. And I've never looked back. Learned how to invest. I'm a licensed commodities broker because of the thing I went through at Whoop There It Is, of people beat me out of money. That'll never happen again. Traumatic events in your life are opportunities for you to let them happen ever again, and educate yourself about, everybody get one, because if you don't know, you just don't know. But if you get got 3-4 times, then something's wrong with you, and I choose to double down and say, hey, let me learn how to do this so I know what's happening when it's happening to me. So I know when I'm signing a bad contract because in a lawsuit, either I can be an old bitter rapper like most because I signed a bad contract, or I could be proactive and basically become a paralegal, which I did. And learn what emotion is, learn what discovery is, learn how a case goes to trial, learn what the players are doing and how they're manipulating me back and forth. Oh, you guys are manipulating me thinking that I don't know, but I do know. So knock yourself out, because I will prevail. And we did. Now, at a cost, because everything comes at a cost. But, you go to war, come back with an eye patch, broken leg, no arm, you still living. What you gonna do now? And I made the most out of life. And I'm just different. I want it to be hard, because I know everybody else ain't gonna want to do it. Everybody else wants it easy. Nah, I'll take the hard road because it's more satisfying. And you learn so much more. It's not that you're learning one thing. Sometimes you got to learn 10 things to learn the one thing. And people say to me sometimes, man, I don't even know what makes you even want to do all that. It's because it's not that I want to do it. It's that it got to be done. If I want to get to that stack, it got to be done. It's not about whether I want to or not. If you want that money, this is what has to be done. Well, it's no argument. There's no question. Let's go. Now, there are different ways to do it, and that's the beauty of the creativity of the knowledge that you've acquired over the years. And people will say to you, jack of all trades, master of none, but you live long enough, hustle hard enough, play offense, learn how to learn, you become masterful at all those trades, and they all come back to serve you in ways you could have never imagined. And that's what's been happening to me, man, and I am so grateful.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So you said you started like the original hip hop. How did y'all start? I mean, met Steve. How did y'all really get together?
Well, we were in the band, so we were doing cover songs, and I was out hustling those shows. So when I would come home for the summer, we would do shows. Then my freshman year, my homeboy that lived in the hall, my dining hall, not dining hall, but my in the dorms, Johnny Z, white dude. We became friends. He taught me about hard rock music, and I taught him about hip hop, taught him how to DJ, and he had got a 4-track. And he was like, I got this 4-track, but I don't know how to use it. For those who know what a 4-track, it was a Tascam 4-track. 4-track was like basically GarageBand or Fruity Loops or any DAW, digital audio workstation that's out today. But it had 4 tracks. You use the cassette tape. So you have 4 tracks to make a song, right? And you have 4 tracks, you can cut and slice and do all kind of stuff. And I figured it out. My boy had an 808. I made like 10 beats and just made songs and developed them, wrote the lyrics and hit pots and pans and all kind of crap. Sent it to Steve, and he thought I was into devil worship because it was crazy. But they were songs, you know what I'm saying? And he went and got a 4-track and got better. Then Z Z had his 4-track. We all got better at making songs. And it was like sending mixtapes back and forth. And every summer I would come back. We'd go to the studio, but then we didn't have to go to the studio no more because we had 4 tracks. We used to have to pay to go to the studio. So if you weren't prepared, you could be there all night trying to say some lyrics. You know what I mean? So now, I'm going through college now. We're really making nice music. And that's when it was like, I made that leap from moving to, living in Sacramento to go to Atlanta. And I didn't know there was a music scene there. I just knew I needed to move to Atlanta. Okay. And fast forward, working at Magic City, what better testing ground than to play your own songs in the club? And the girls loved my songs and everything was all good. And I think it was summer 92. I realized that, we're in the Southeast. When you're in Rome, you got to act like the Romans. Southeast Atlanta booty shake. So you got to make that up-tempo stuff. And when I say we come from the beginning of hip-hop, to me, one of the beginning phases of hip-hop was Planet Rock, because that was the B-boy era. All the electronic music, right? And all of that music kind of was the same. Planet Rock, then you had Egyptian Lover, but then you had Freestyle, Down South, you know what I mean? But they all kind of had that same electronic Kraftwerk type feel. And we just stuck with that. And the first attempt was Whoop, There It Is. Mm-hmm. And I'll never forget, we recorded it in the summer. I took it to work that night, popped it in a cassette, and to this day, this is the biggest response on any record I've ever played, and I've been DJing for 30 years, right? And my hubris as a young man, every song I make is going to be a hit. So, I kind of shelved the record. But one of the girls, Cherry, she was like, how come you don't play Whoop, There It Is? And I was like, I'll play it. Played it again. Same thing happened. This time, Alan Cole from Columbia Records was in the house. Because back then you had record reps that represented every record label in the Southeast. Well, in Atlanta from New York and L.A., and he was like, give me that. I'm going to New York. I'm going to let them hear it. Next thing you know, I'm getting calls Columbia, Epic, everybody. But they didn't quite know what to do with it because they're New York and LA. They're not Atlanta down south.
Yeah.
So I almost gave up, and Lisa McCall told me to. She used to work for Mercury Records. She used to told me to call this guy named Al Bell. For those who don't know who Al Bell, in the beginning of soul music, there were 3 record companies. There was Philly International, there was Motown, Berry Gordy, and there was Stax Records with Al Bell. And fast forward 1992, Al Bell had a new label called Bellmark, and he put out this record called Daisy Dukes by Deuce. It went gold. I was like, well, shoot, let me holler at him. I could take gold. I just try to get on. And called him. Took him about 3 weeks to get back. I forgot I even called him. And he called me, and I was like, look, dude, because I was kind of frustrated. I was like, I got a hit record. It's been tested. Everybody know it. The radio's starting to play it. They play the instrumental. Everybody wants to play this record. You need to sign us. And he was like, all right, let's do it. I was like, man, don't play with me, dude. You tripping. And I'll never forget these words. He's like, brother, I don't have to hear the record. I hear it in your spirit. Let's agree to agree. Get this thing moving. Gave my 2 weeks in Magic City. Signed a messed up record deal. And in a month and a half, Tag Team was platinum. And the rest is history.
Off that one song.
Off that one song. Yep. And of course we had other songs, but just the way that point in time and the way it happened, we were never going to make a bigger record. Just wasn't going to happen. And you got to accept that sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you better ride it till the wheels fall off, and that's what we did, and we still are.
Yeah. So how did the commercial come apart? Did they reach out y'all?
Okay, so for me, I know that through this whole journey, it's always a process of trying to figure out how do we take advantage and get this money out of this record, right? So it's always been in commercials and movies and whatnot, but because we're in a lawsuit, we never got paid, right? So it's like I know that I got a forever hit record because I'm sitting in the movie theater and I'm looking at Will Ferrell dance on the table to my song in Elf, and I'm pissed off because I didn't even know about the deal. But I had to push that to the back of my mind because it's like, don't get bogged down in that. What's the glass half full? Glass half full is that you're in a hit Christmas movie that's going to be played forever and ever and ever. Therefore, you got a hit record forever and ever and ever. Every kid is going to know it. Everybody's going to grow up on it the same way they did back in the day. So it's up to you to go get your money. Nobody else is going to give you anything. And that's why I learned, like, nobody's going to give you anything. Don't nobody owe you nothing. And don't nobody care. It's up to me. So I just pimped my ears back. And whatever I had to do, I did. And 2011, the whole world thought Barack Obama was in our music video because a guy from Gawker wrote an article talking about Barack Obama used to be in rap videos, and because that's when they were trying to find anything about him, just to anything, just to tame him just a little bit. Mm-hmm. So now the whole world thinks Barack Obama's in Whoop There It Is video because L.A. Snow, who's in Deuce, the group before us, with one little frame, it looked exactly like a young Barack Obama. It's amazing. And we did press for 2 weeks. NBC, ABC, Stephen Colbert's show. We did everything. But after 2 weeks, I was pissed off because I didn't have no money in my pocket. Mm-hmm. And like I said, when traumatic things and that's what started my SEO career. Search engine optimization, the ability to get on the first page of Google, web presence, social media, everything that has to do with digital marketing. And I learned it through the clubs, right? So I'll practice on the clubs, building the websites, getting all this down and just honing my skills on that as I was a DJ. And fast forward 2020, September, in the pandemic, I get a call from my agent because I'm an actor now.
Right.
And she's like, DC, you booked a Geico commercial. It's like, why are you playing with me in a pandemic? I haven't even auditioned for a Geico commercial. She's like, no, DC, Tag Team. And I was like, oh, okay. And they had called my Tag Team phone number and I didn't answer. And they didn't wait. They went and typed me up on the internet. And IMDb came back, and all the information was there to get in contact with people to book me. Now, if I don't do SEO, they can't find me. You see what I'm saying? But because I do SEO, every profile I have is immaculate. There's no way you can't find me now. So if you want, it's about getting in front of the people who can pay you. So now I've made it easy for me to get in front of people who can pay me because now they can find me. So they call, they say, like, we want tag team for this commercial. And then we make the deal. So it's perfect synergy because this is what my agent does. Now I don't have to get no lawyers. I don't have to do none of that. And it is the biggest, most lucrative deal I've ever made in my life. And I owe it all to my tenaciousness and not giving up and putting ourselves in a position to get this money.
Nice. Now, did they give you on insurance?
Huh?
Did they give you on insurance?
I can't hear you. You broke up.
All right, sorry. Did they give you pounds on insurance?
Nah, heck nah. Everybody asks that question too. Yo, you hook me up with some insurance? Like, nah, man, we didn't get no insurance out of it. Nah, man, but what they did do is they invited me into their organization, or either I infiltrated their organization and learned everything I could possibly learn about ad agency, and now I am an ad agency.
Okay.
I know how to make the pitches. I know how to put the stuff together to do a commercial, right? So I can come up with a million ideas of how I think tag teams should do this commercial for this product or this product or this product. And then I get to submit them because my value add is bananas, because I am on the front cover of the biggest trade magazine in the world for commercial of the year. So I have proof, right? So when I'm ready to pull the trigger and ready to do my thing, I can, right? But I've taken my time because this is a long game, right? So they'll just like there'll never be another Whoop, there it is. There'll never be another Scoop, there it is. That commercial was that good.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to. That commercial is that good that it keeps making us money. Whoop keeps making us money. So you want to build these entities out where they keep making you money. So I need something a little bit different for the next time. So I'm just waiting for the right opportunity. But when that opportunity comes, preparation is everything. So I'm prepared, right? So we've been in a ton of commercials, but just as using the song. We've been in a ton of movies just using the song. But now, anytime something comes through now, it's like they come to me first. Then I see if there's an opportunity for us to be in it as tag team where it's not corny. And then that's how we work it. So from that perspective, that's why I'm a part of 30 different organizations. And this is one thing I tell people. You want to learn something? Join an organization. If there's something you want to learn, put organization, society, or association after it. Because I could tell you, after we dropped the commercial, it was instant. Bam. Dropped it on Christmas. And it was a worldwide YouTube campaign. And we've never looked back. But we're in the middle of a pandemic, so we can't go do shows. Like Salt and Pepper did theirs in 2014, and they were on tour forever. They're still on tour because of that commercial. That's what happens when most artists do a Geico commercial. And we couldn't do that. So I was like, well, let me get a publicist and blow up my acting and my voiceover, right?
Okay.
And nobody kind of wanted to work with us because it was during a pandemic. People was being lazy or didn't know or was scared or whatever. So I said, you know what? I'm going to be my own damn publicist. And I joined the Public Relations Society of America. And it was Super Bowl week 2021. It was on a Tuesday. And I'm on a Zoom call with this 40-year veteran of PR. And I raised my hand. I was like, our press release is still relevant, because I had a press release I was going to drop, but something told me not to drop it. And she was like, what's it for? And I'm like, well, I'm kind of featured in a national Geico commercial called Scoop, There It Is. Let it hang. And then I was just looking at the chat, blew up the chat. Man, that can't be him. That is him. What's he doing here? My mama loved that commercial. My daddy loved that commercial. My dog loved that commercial. Man, what you doing in here? Like, blew up the entire chat. Now it's about me. Now I get to impose my will. And she's like, of course that press release is going to work, because the whole last year, she broke it down, the whole last year has been COVID. Every story is COVID. Every story has been about political. And here you guys come spinning scoops and throwing sprinkles, and DC, you'll smile. She said, you're going to go here for all the publicists, here for all the TV talk shows, here for all the journalists, here for all the podcasts. And it changed my life forever. She gave me the entire breadth of her experience in 10 minutes, and it changed everything for me. And it is the reason that you and I are talking right now.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. True.
So you see how showing up and engaging and preparing and all that pays off in ways you can't even imagine, you don't even see coming. But because you even attempted to do it and you are prepared, when it does come, you can take full advantage to turn one thing into 10. Mm-hmm. And that's what I've done. And 2 days later, I get a call. I dropped the press release on a Wednesday. Thursday, I get a call from the Dan Patrick Show. Okay. We gotta have tag team on the Dan Patrick Show on Super Bowl Friday. Yeah. So now I'm on the Dan Patrick Show, national television, talking about Tom Brady and Magic City having a ball. And now the world knows about me. But I asked the producer, I said, what made you guys pick us? Saw the press release. See what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Everything I plant seeds.
Right.
I don't expect anything from them. I am not emotionally tied to them. Right? You don't plant a seed, sit down, Indian style, be like, okay, seed, I need you to grow. I need you to grow, seed. Come on, seed, grow. Man, this seed don't work. I quit. How many people we know that do that? Right? They take a course, think they're gonna be rich, and be like, man, that didn't work. Or I looked at that video, that don't work. Nah. I plant that seed and I keep it moving. Because I prepared when I planted that seed. So if that seed grows, I'm prepared for it to hit. I planted a seed called Whoop There It Is 30 years ago, and now it is a sequoia. It ain't going nowhere. It is around forever. Right? It might get a little old and dusty. It might be a little forgotten every now and then. But it's still going to keep standing. And it's going to have good years, and it's going to have more good years than bad. Right? And every day I wake up and see something on the internet where some kids using it for a dance routine, or it's a baby's first words, or where it's a dog dancing to it. Like, that song is mine. It's my baby, right?
Right.
So I have to put the fact that, for me, as far as the rights, it's a pension plan. But I've learned the ability to put all that negative stuff in the back and make my money creatively because I wrote the song. So we've always gotten royalties, but not what, you know what I'm saying? We haven't got what we should get, but hey, that's life, right? Life is baked in the cake. And I can tell you this, I know I don't got more out of it than anybody else would because I put in the work, right? So now I'm a motivational speaker because I'm in all these organizations. I'm in National Speakers Organization, National Speakers Association. I'm in all these editorial associations, journalists. I'm at the forefront of AI. I am masterful at AI. What used to take me 6 months takes me 6 days, sometimes 6 hours. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My production is bananas. And not only does AI provide you with the tools to do things quicker and faster, I have become a better writer. The ideas that spawn from all the things that can happen from computing quickly, that just gives me, your creative juices are just at their maximum potential. And I can't even get to all the things that I'm going to do.
Right.
That's how fruitful it is. So I just I figure out ways to create discipline to keep chopping wood every day. Just chop wood every day. You know, I work out every single day. And used to be I try to go to the gym every day. It's like, well, some days you're going to go to the gym, the next thing you know, you ain't been in 2 weeks, you ain't been. No, I got timers here where I work for 40 minutes and I work out for 10. I do that because I got to get up from this chair because I'm sitting in a chair 12 hours a day. you have health problems, right? But if I get up every 40 minutes and then clean up a little bit, go do a couple dumbbells, do some push-ups, some sit-ups. Now I'm working with the straps. I'm working with bands. I'm working with all kind of stuff. I got a whole workout gym of just stuff I wouldn't even had. But because I could do it here at the house, stuff is starting to pop out. I feel better. I'm eating better. I'm doing all these things because working with these timers, I've acquired the discipline. Right. See, it's about being creative and learning how to learn. It's not enough just to learn. You got to learn how to learn. How do I learn discipline? How do I learn how to do this? How do I learn how to do that? Every day we wake up and we type into Google a search. How do I do this? Where can I find this? What can I do this? Well, if I'm on the other end answering that question and can answer it better than anybody, that's SEO.
Okay.
I'm solving people's problems. This is how you do that. This is how you do that. Then Google rewards you because Google gives you the rules. If you abide by the rules and you answer people's questions, Google is a search engine.
Yep.
Now the world sees what you... People complain. I was with these young cats. And these girls were like, yeah, I just think the internet is biased because there's just not a lot of black stuff on the internet. And it's just biased. And I was like, first of all, you act like the internet is a slave master and it just creates stuff and puts it on the internet by itself. I was like, people put stuff on the internet. So if you want black stuff on the internet, you have an opportunity to make a whole bunch of money by being proactive and putting it on there and learning how to do it yourself.
Absolutely.
If there's something you want black folks to learn about, you put it on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Don't nobody owe you nothing. See, that's the thing, man. Everybody thinks somebody owe them something. And it's like, don't nobody owe you nothing. Once I realized that years ago, to me, I was liberated. Mm-hmm. Oh, don't nobody, yeah. Well, then let's go get it because it's there for you. It's there.
Right.
People get pissed off when they change the tax codes. They don't help us. They don't help us. I was like, first of all, they changed the tax code for a reason. Yep. If they change the tax code, that means somebody on the other side of that they wrote that for is getting rich. Let me find out who that is, learn what they did and why they changed the tax code for them, then adapt my game to that tax code so I can get the privileges that they get.
Yep.
But nobody thinks like that. People think they're supposed to just give it to me so I can be, and even if they give it to you, you still ain't gonna do it right because you're already lazy because you expect them to give it to you.
Right.
Instead of you going to get it. I go get it, try to tell everybody look at me like a puppy, like, huh? Like, y'all, hey, I told you. Remember I told you.
Yeah.
And my grandmother told me, used to tell my father. He said he was in Chinatown. This bum asked him for some San Francisco. This bum asked him for $20 to get something to eat. He said, here's $20. Went right to the liquor store. He told my grandmother, he's like, I was so pissed off. And he's like, boy, what you mad for? Once you gave it to him, it was over.
It was his.
It was his. You did your part.
Yep.
And that's how I see it. It's like, hey, I'm giving you the game, so my blessings is coming. Whether you want to listen or not, that's on you, right? And it ain't just young folks either. It's everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People try to blame stuff on young folks. They ain't young folks. It's old folks too. Because old folks get stubborn and stuck in their ways. And that's a form of ignorance too. Right? It's like you still living in the 90s, but instead of learning what these kids know and learning this technology and bringing the 90s forward, you decide to say stuck in the 90s and be pissed off that shit, things done changed. And that's the beauty of life, that things change. And if you accept that and you adapt to it, everything is new every day.
Right.
So it's like getting some. It's like it's like getting a new beautiful woman every day. That's what it's like, man. For me, and I worked at a strip club, so that don't do it for me.
Right.
But getting new knowledge every day. Back when I was working at a club, it was like every day there's a new girl who comes in, who wants to strip, who looks better than the girl before, has a bigger booty, or has bigger breasts, or has a prettier smile, or has better hairdo, or has her nails done better. There's always something newer.
Yeah.
And that's what it's like for me with knowledge. There's always something new every single day. And that's what gives me life. And that's what gives me everything. Because I'm going to learn it. Right? I'm going to learn it. I'm going to apply it to my hustle, and my hustle gets better. Therefore, I can multitask and do 10 different things at one time because I practiced this over and over and over again.
Right.
Hustle. People say hustle. I was like, what do you mean by that? They can't even explain it to me. But I've just explained to you in the last 40-something minutes, serious hustle. And I've only scratched the surface.
Right. So what made you get into speaking?
Get into what?
Motivation.
Doing podcasts every day.
Okay.
All this stuff that I just said to you, some of these things I just came up with.
Okay.
So when you do this, you come up with better analogies. You come up with cold-blooded lines. You come up with things that make sense because you're reacting to the things that I'm saying, and you said, word. Oh, dog. Yes. Right? Because these are some of the things that have been frustrating you as you deal with people every day doing podcasts.
Right.
Or dealing with people every day on an everyday basis. When you see the ignorance, or you see the lackadaisicalness, or you see how people react to things, or people live in their emotions, or people don't. You see all these different things that are baked in the cake of life. Mm-hmm. But instead of people trying to come up with solutions, they would rather tell you their problems and tell you their excuses. And then you get some people who say, hey, man, keep them negative people away from you. But I'm like, what if the people that are most negative are the people you love the most? Better figure it out. Right? So I welcome all of it, because a problem and an excuse is an opportunity for a solution. I come up with the solution, put it in my pocket. Now I got, my toolbox. I don't even got a tool. I got a damn Home Depot. No, I don't got a Home Depot. I got an Ace Hardware full of tools of life.
Right.
Because of everybody else's problems, excuses, and lackadaisicalness and ignorance. Right? Because I come up with the solutions, and people can't even see what I'm talking about, because people like to be miserable and wallow in their pity and their excuses and their problems. And I know, because I used to be one of those people. I ain't always been like this. Right. I used to be the same way, right? But that's what, when I hear people, don't you hate how the hip hop and they doing this music these days? That's terrible, man. How this sucks. I was like, man, don't. First of all, you look like an old, bitter rapper. And stop hating on young people for being young, because youth is wasted on the young. I said, you got something that they'll never have, but you choose not to use it because you're stuck in your own ignorance by being envious of their youth. I get it, right? And what they don't have that we have is experience. Mm-hmm. Use it, right? I'll never forget, man. This is the song that sums it all up, from a young man to an older man. Because I've had to sit here and listen to this one line in Brick House by the Commodores.
Okay.
She knows she's got everything that a woman needs to get a man. Not that part. Dang, I forgot the part. Oh. Make a young man wish for younger days. Mm-hmm. She's a Brick House, right? Make an old man wish for younger days. Yeah. That line right there. I saw it from my youth to now. When there's a woman so fine that just make you wish you were younger. Makes you wish get your younger days back, right?
Right.
It hurts every single time, right? But there are ways around that. Education's one. You can only be you, right? You gotta, like, that's what people get stuck in. So that's a form of, man, these cats they owe us homage. They should pay homage to us because we're the ones that started this. And it's just like, yeah, but when we started, people probably thought we was messing up music too. You know what I'm saying? So everything changes. Get out of that. Stop doing that. How can you adapt and make it your own? And I sit here and talk to my colleagues, and they're kind of stuck in the 90s. And they're not taking advantage of all the things in technology today that can make their lives so much easier.
Right.
Because they're used to everybody giving them stuff. Because they were once stars, big stars. And I've never been a star. If I could walk down the street, don't nobody know who I am, and I love it. But if I want to turn it on, I can turn it on. If I need some attention, because we all, even though we say we don't need attention, sometimes we need a little attention, or sometimes you need attention because you see an opportunity. I know how to turn it on. And everything that I get because of my character. They find out that I've done what I've done later on. They're like, why didn't you tell me that? A girl be like, how come you tell me you did that song? I was like, don't you think that would have been really lame if I can't even be like, hey, baby, I'm Whoop, there it is. What's up?
Right.
How many dudes come to you? That's one thing I learned from DJing, you know, front seat to humanity. Girl, you don't know who I am? Bitch, you don't know who I am? Yeah. Women can't stand that. I learned what not to do. You don't need to know. You need to feel me on the strength. You need to say, oh man, I like him. This dude's articulate. He's smart. Hey man, I could do him. I can mess with him, right? And then now I've got her kind of smitten. And then one of her girls, you know who that is, don't you? Who? Nah, I got you. Just it's the icing of the cherry on top, right? Now I got you, right? And that's the same with CEOs, with business people, with everybody. I just performed NSA 50th National Speakers Association 50-year anniversary. Wow. These are the best motivational business speakers in the world. And I'm at the number one, I'm at the head table. Mm-hmm. Cats making $2-3 million a year. And I am their peer. And the main guy's like, man, I just want you to do a little something. Can you, because I'm the one, I went, because I showed up, went to a meeting, and he was speaking, and he had an auction to teach for 3 hours, and I just kept my hand up. Y'all ain't gonna outspend me. I keep my hand up. Keep going, because this hand ain't coming down till I get what I want. Because this is a man in an organization who is on the board, who's been doing this, who has the highest honors of speaking. Mm-hmm. And I can learn from him and buy some hours from him. Then he was like, okay, the people who did it, I'll let y'all do it for 500 apiece. So then I get my first hour, and he's telling me kind of, we getting to know each other. He's telling me what to do. And I haven't told him what I do, but sometimes that goes over people because, they don't know. They're not in our culture, right? And our first meeting was good. Then our second meeting, he was different because he had went and told one of his friends, yeah, I got this guy from a tag team. You remember that song, Whoop, There It Is? And he was like, do you know who that is? And all his friends started saying, man, you are with a star, right? Then next time I talked to him, he's like, hey, yeah, man, you're kind of a big deal. I was like, nah, I'm trying to learn how to do this. He's like, you don't need me. I was like, yes, I do. You said, look, be yourself. See, I thought I had to be a motivational speaker. I had to be this guy who is wearing a tie and this Tony Robbins guy. And it's like, no, be DC the Brain Supreme. Right. Put some music in it, sing a little bit, tap, whatever you got to do to entertain those folks and inspire them. That's what you do. He said, I listened to your interviews because that's what really got them. They would listen to my podcast and listen to a couple interviews like, you've got it. You talk about so many things that you could talk about everything. Right. And you don't need me, but you need a little chocolate in your life. So let me introduce you to Dr. Willie Jolly. So he introduces me to Dr. Willie Jolly. Dr. Willie Jolly is the African-American premier motivational speaker in the world. Wow. He does GM, Ford. He does all the Fortune 500. They bring him in when they need to get their people hyped. And who does he come from? He was trained and comes from the Les Brown tree. Right? And who am I sitting with at the NSA banquet 2 weeks ago? And now is mentoring me, Les Brown. Nice. Because I showed up at a meeting when nobody else would. Right. That opportunity turned into 10. Then Bill Gates is like, well, I say, this is what I'll do. Just save it to the end. I'll do the first verse and just kind of play with the people and boom, boom, boom. Mm-hmm. And the way that banquet went, by the time we got to the end, people was ready to go. But they were like, we're going to, one of our own, NSA member, DC Glenn. And when I came out and did Party People, everybody stopped. And it was a party. And I had to work my way off the stage and go around to the DJ booth. And after I finished the verse, I looked around and people's doing the cha-cha line. People's doing electrics. Black folks doing electric slide. Nice. Country folks is doing line dances. People is, because these are all entertainers in their own right, and it was a party. And after that, I went to the DJ. Now, DJ, it's on you. And he played Celebration by Kool and the Gang, and that party lasted dang near all night. All them old white folks was in there balling.
Yeah.
Right? That is my impact. That's special. Right? But it was because of who I am and what I represent. I represent the party. Right? I represent motivation. I represent energy. But these are the people who are training me. These people who go all over the world. And I'm following in their footsteps because I joined their organization. I'm a part of 30 different organizations. Mm-hmm. Grant writing organizations. Coin laundry organization. Because I was thinking about having a side doing some laundromats. Right? If I want to learn something and got an idea, I'll join an organization because everybody does it. They got all the resources. They got everything they can tell you. People have been doing it 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Mm-hmm. And they can't wait to run their mouth about their expertise. And when you're in a organization, there is no hating. Right. It's all about helping each other. There is no envy. There's only uplift. Now, there is there's competition. I can't lie. Yeah. But there isn't envy. Because you're happy for the next person. But in the real world, you know how I get. If somebody gets something like, I think they all that. They ain't that, man, please. And it's hard not to be. It's hard, hey man, we want what we want. We see somebody else get it and think they got it easy or don't know what they went. Everybody assumes that people get it easy. But you don't know what that next person did to go through what they went through. Right? So I'm part of marketing associations, I'm part of television associations, I'm part of everything because I go meet the people who can pay me, the buyers, the people who buy the entertainment, the people who make the entertainment, the people who put on things. Those are my friends. And now when they need somebody like me, I'm their friend. They're like, hey, I got 122 military bases out here. We're going to start running you through them. Just because I asked the question. Mm-hmm. How many military bases are there? Because we did a show for Fort Novosel for the 4th of July. Now I got access to 122 bases. They do 5 events a year. Come on, man. I do parades. I do everything, dude. I got a meeting tomorrow with the Philadelphia Eagles. Not because the Philadelphia Eagles called me out the blue, because of my relationship with somebody that I met through somebody else that I agreed. Because he be hooking me up, I'm going to be the MC for his fantasy football draft.
Okay.
All I got to do is pick names out of hat and be that don't cost me nothing.
Right.
Most people try to get paid. I'm a keynote for the biggest DJ conference in the world next week. Right? Because a dude see me that I did stuff with 20 years ago in a hotel lobby. He was like, hey, man, we got this convention, man. I'll fly you up and everything, but boy, I just want to do the keynote with you. Got you.
Nice.
You see how you plant them seeds and don't worry about them? And then them seeds come back and hit you in the head, and when they do hit you in the head, you are prepared so well that they just fall in line. Yep. They fall on your schedule, and they're all doable.
Nice.
That takes so much intestinal fortitude to not quit everything that you do. And it takes the courage to go back over the things that you might not have finished and finish them. Like I said, it's never too late. Ever.
Right. DC, you are here. Jam, baby. Yeah.
I told you. I told you. Hey, man, it's serious. Right? Like I told you.
Yep.
I took comedy classes and became a comedian. Only reason I didn't go through with it because I had a bad back and I needed back surgery because I couldn't stand on stage.
Sit down
for a long time. Yeah, I could have, but I know I was getting my feel because doing comedy is not the same as doing Whoop There It Is. You can't go all high potent energy, but comedy you gotta be okay. Well, you gotta set it up and you gotta boom. You gotta wait for them to laugh and finish laughing, and then come back in smooth, and then up and then down and come back in. Blah 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 blah. You gotta, and I had to learn that, and I was learning that. I was doing stand-ups, I was bombing, I was getting better, but I just couldn't stand, man. It was just painful. Okay. And then after that, I was gonna get back into it, but then the pandemic hit. Right. So then it was like, and then the guy that was my coach, he had been doing it since the 2000s, since like 1998. Okay. And it was like his way of teaching how to write jokes was easy. And I was the headliner in every class I was in, and it was like 20 people in each class. So I knew I had it because there's just no way you could be a headliner. There's going to be somebody funny because everybody that does a comedy class thinks they're funny. Right. But I kind of knew, me being a strip club DJ, that's funny, and you got to be good. I was one of the best at it because I was funny. Right. I just didn't know how to put the bits together. I didn't know how, I didn't know punchline from setup, I didn't know all those things. If I knew all those things back then, oh my gosh, but that is one of those things where, as long as you're breathing, it's not too late. I plan on going back. Yep. And getting better at it because I need more routines. But a lot of man, you don't need us. Just follow the progress. Like, nah, I gotta be in because with me, I would provide. Like when we would practice at the comedy club. But I would be like, hey, I got a spot. Y'all come. Got refreshments and we can all practice. I'll set up a mic and we can all critique each other and help each other.
Nice.
And I would help them, and then that would make our show even better. Yep. Right? And they were so appreciative of that, and I do that with everything. I did that with acting. I'd be like, if we got a scene, I'm going to come to my spot. I got a little studio. I can all rent a studio. And we could be there comfortable, and we got room, and we could practice. And we can go over our lines and just keep going over. So when we go do our scene, we're ready.
Y'all ready.
We ready, right? And anytime I was in class, I put together 1,000 scenes so people didn't have to look for scenes. Mm-hmm. Here's a link. Pick the scenes you want. Now you're not spending the whole week looking for scenes. You can start with your partner working that Monday night after class as opposed to that Thursday, and then you only got 3 days to learn your lines. Learn your lines today and then work on it with your partner the rest of the week. They could be working, whatever you got to do. It's all in preparation. So whenever I tackle something, I tackle it with the group that I'm with, and I try to lift all boats because if we help each other, that's what makes us all better together.
Absolutely.
Right? So that's why I know I can go back and I can do that again. Or I could do it by myself. But right now, the show money is just superior. Right? Like I don't even act too much anymore because one, day in the strike. Two, you got a COVID test 3 times before you go on set. So that runs into my making paper on the road. But I can always go back because I have gotten to a certain level where I get to pick and choose what I want to do sometimes. I still got to audition, but I love auditioning. Right? I still do voiceover. I still do all of it. Right? But I get to do what I want to do. None of it is a job to me. It's all things that I do. I get to do a whole bunch of things a little bit.
Nice.
So that's what I love.
So what's next for PCC?
Just continued education to mastery. Like I want, right now, my goal is to be able to teach everybody how to get what they want out of life. I'm writing my first book.
Okay.
Putting together a course. Putting together an affiliate program where all the things and the tools that I've used, I want to show people how I did it. I do my own bookkeeping. Here's how you use QuickBooks. Go get a tutor. Use these tools. You can learn in 2 weeks. Now you get to see your money. Once you see your money, wait a minute, I'm still paying for that? Man, you become more efficient. Keep more money in your pocket. Show people how to invest simply. Right? It's all the tools that I've used, everything that I've done. there's a price tag on it, but it's not it's a price tag because that's proven because I've done it. So I'm not trying to sell you something. I'm trying to put you on game. It's a difference. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm doing. And then I'm just trying to, people ask, what do you want? It's like, I want mastery. That's what I want. Everything I do, I want mastery. And even if I might not get there, I'm in the ballpark. If I'm in the ballpark, I'm making money.
There you go.
I'm on that paper. I'm on the paper, man. I love chasing paper, man. It's the hustle. You know what I'm saying? I came up in the streets and them clubs, man, and people see you making money, they're going to take your hustle. And it's like, hey, man, you can have that hustle. Congratulations, because I've got 10 more. Catch me if you can.
Right.
Next hustle up, let's go. Right. It's always going to happen. Every hustle gets stale because somebody going to take it and dilute it. So now it's like, so I'm not getting mad. I'm glad you took my hustle because that forces me to take these next hustles and then, you still don't know how to use that hustle right. And I'm already way out ahead. Mm-hmm. Plus that hustle you took, you still can't beat it. It can run by itself. So man, I'm different. I don't get caught up in my emotions. I don't react. I'm not arguing over stupid stuff. And my mind is free. And every possibility I can think of is there. And there's a solution for it.
There you go.
It just needs to be 10 of me. There was 10 of me, boy. But, hey, there's only one of me. But that's why AI is so beautiful, because now I got an assistant. And that assistant allows me to do things that I would not have been able to do 6 months ago. So I'm very excited.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right. I think it's time to take an old sponsor. Hey, don't wear more therapy. Of course, I'm the host of Media Sean Boyd, and I'm going to be the break, baby.
Primal Screen in Kent, Ohio. For all your screen printing and embroidery needs. Quality work, on time, fair prices. For more information, call 330-677-1766. Again, 330-677-1766. Or check us out online, primalscreenprinting.com. If you mention a podcast, you get 5% off. Peace.
Custom Design Aquariums, where we bring your aquatic dreams to life. With your help, using your imagination, together, we will turn your home or office into a peaceful getaway. For a free consultation, call 330-475-5181 or contact us by email at customdesignaqua@gmail.com. Once again, that is customdesignaqua@gmail.com. Mention this podcast and get 5% off. Yo, I love pizza, and I hope the audio ain't still messed up. I've been messing with this damn audio trying to figure it out, but y'all already know I love me some pizza, y'all. And the reason I say that is I have the best pizza place for you, Twisted Tomato Pizzeria. They got 2 locations and 2 more on the way. First location is in Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio. Address is 1909 Bailey Road, Cuyahoga Falls. Their phone number is 330-928-2222. They also got a location in downtown Akron across the street from Rubber Duck Stadium. That address is 325 South Main Street, Akron, Ohio. Their phone number is 330-849-5707. And the best part about the downtown location has to be the beer wall. And what I mean by that, I like to call it the Dave & Buster's of beer. They got 36 glorious taps of beer, wine, ale, IPAs, everything you can think of. And I call it Dave & Buster's because all you do is you put money on the card, you walk up to the tap, put the card on the tap, and pour as much beer as your heart desires. I mean, it's just so good. When it hits your lips, it's just so good. Another great thing about Twisted Tomato Pizzeria is they cater to your taste buds. And every week, somebody texting me and calling me and asking me, SB, why do you say that? I say that because they cater to your damn taste buds. I'm a cheeseless type of person because I'm allergic to milk. So when I order pizza, I say no cheese, extra sauce. And every time it's just right. And that first bite, I go, bitch. Like, it's just that delicious. I mean, it's beautiful. You got to check it out. Also, if you mention Just Therapy, the podcast, you get a 10% discount. Everybody loves something discounted. So I'm telling you right now, if you ever in the Cuyahoga Falls or Akron, Ohio area, make sure you check out Twisted Tomato Pizzeria. If it's pizza, it is possible. Yeah. And we are back.
Yeah.
So I didn't hear the echo when I didn't have you on. That's weird. And I know it's making it hard to understand me.
So you hear echo now?
Yeah, I hear the echo.
Hold on, let's you can cut this out. So let me see.
Let's see.
We're gonna go
because I know they got that echo cancellation.
How about now?
Let's see. Oh,
I can hear you now.
There we go. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got the echo cancellation on.
There we
Usually
go.
the other person got it off or on.
Usually I always have mine off.
Yeah. So if I got it off and you got it off, so I like sometimes people tell me to turn mine off, right? So last time I did one on StreamYard, it was like, turn yours off, man. So I was like, all right.
Okay. Yeah, there we go. All right. Now we sound real
now.
good.
Yeah.
All right. I couldn't even say what's up to my couchers because it was sounding crazy. Everybody done checked in, man. Shonda Watson, what's up, sis? She said amen to that when you was dropping them gems earlier. Miss Taylor, what's going on? My guest from last week. Big shout out to my guest from last week. Brett Sams, author and damn, I just went a blank. Social worker. Yeah. And in Australia. Good brother, man. Good brother. Then my other sister on, and then my guy, Rail, what up, superstar? He say, whoop, there it is. Yes, there it is. That is DC Glenn from Tag motherfucking Team. Yeah, man. He was in here dropping gems. I got to watch the first part of the episode, man. Oh my gosh. If you ain't learned something from this episode, I don't know what your brain doing. I don't know.
Use that too. If you ain't learn nothing, I don't know what your brain doing.
For real. I don't know what it's doing. Go ahead. You can use it. I just came up with that.
What your brain doing, bro?
Oh, man. We're going to get into the rest of the show, man. We always kind of start off with a recap of what happened to us this weekend, stuff like that. Crazy weekend for me, man. I just did a lot of working. I worked I worked 7 days last week trying to catch up on some bills and, pay some stuff and make it happen, man. So, that was my weekend, and got little mama back, and now she in there on the couch sleep. I'm surprised she ain't woke up yet. So, what you have going on this weekend? DC, you was out of town doing the shows?
Yep. Out of town. I was in actually I was in Myrtle Beach for a family reunion.
Okay.
Then came back and went to San Jose, California, and then did shows San Jose. Came back, rocking today. Tomorrow got meetings, and then out Wednesday to where am I going? Oh, St. Louis. Got shows in St. Louis, and then Denver, and then just forever Groundhog Day.
Nice.
Singing that damn song
over and over again. I hear you. That's what's up.
Yeah,
that's what's up.
But
so,
I mean,
I know you talked about you were still touring, man. How's that going?
I mean, that comes from that hustle. All that comes from me joining that organization. Because first, when we decided like, man, we need to go back on the road. It was like, well, because we always do shows, do like halftimes, NBA games, stuff like that.
Right.
And those are pretty lucrative. But I was like, I want to get back on the road. And it was like, well, you only got one song. It's just like, why y'all keep telling me that? What better song to have? So, the booking agents was like, So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be my own booking agent, and I joined International Entertainment Buyers Association. You see what I'm saying? Now, the International Entertainment Buyers Association,
yeah,
everybody in that organization, they're all buyers. These are the Live Nations. These are the iHeart Radios. These are the people who put on concerts. These are the venues who put people into the seats. These are the ticket masters. This is the whole concert industry.
Right.
You have to get in front of the people who can pay you. So I go to their convention about 6 years ago. And whenever I go to a convention, I wear a big Whoop There It Is t-shirt. me and Chubby Checker are the only black dudes there.
Uh-huh.
And not only the only black dudes there, but the only artists there.
Right.
At about 2,000 people. And they're all buyers. And people start coming up to me and they're like, so what do you do? And I'm like, DC from Tag Team. And like, I know who you are. It's like, what are you doing here? It's like, well, just, hustling and seeing if anybody needs a clean 90s nostalgia rap group. And the fact that I say clean, I can see their ears perk up because rap has a negative connotation to people, right? And they think, man, I got to get insurance. I'm not about to touch no rap. But when I said clean, then the phone started calling. One thing led to another. And because I'm in that organization and I'm at every mixer, every meeting all over the country, all over the world, wherever they're at, I have relationships with people at Live Nation, people at Universal Artists, people at all these big agencies. And now a couple here, a couple there, 3 there, 10 there, 5 there, it all adds up.
Right.
And now we stay consistent and we're always on the road.
That's what's up.
It's a different way of doing things. Everybody else does the same way. They wait for an agent to tell them, hey, such and such, or they pitch them and say, hey, would you want to use, here's a list of 30 groups, you pick. It's like, no, that ain't gonna work like that. I gotta get to the horse's mouth so they can already know I'm doing this.
Right.
So if they already know I'm doing this, and then they get the list, and it's like, oh yeah, I met him at the thing. Put Tag Team on the bill, right? You have to let them, 1, get in front of people you can pay you. 2, let them see you hustle.
Right.
If you let them see you hustle and the lady the vice president of that organization, she pulled me to the side. She was a little drunk. And she said, you get the award for showing up and getting yours because you be at everything. And everybody knows who you are and everybody talks about you. And she said, are you getting a lot of shows? Like, yep, we're getting plenty of shows. And that's why I don't want to just be gone, but I want to keep it consistent.
Right. And
I like going to different parts of the country, different parts of the world, and seeing America and traveling. And it's fun for me. That's my balling now. I've done everything else, but I do like to go and find good places to eat that I never would have ate at if I had the choice to eat there. Right. So, and then not only that, I don't hustle that part because now we don't want you to pay for any of our stuff. We're all in. Just give us one lump sum per month money. So now I get to pick my airfare. So now I'm a diamond medallion to Delta. So I pretty much fly everywhere because I don't hustle that. I don't rent a car game because now I got 10 free rental cars all the time because I don't hustle that because I pay for our own transportation. I don't wait for nobody to pick us up. We go, hey, we're going to get a Suburban and we rolling. And we get our own hotel. So now I got tons of hotel stays because I rack up all these points. And the points I don't use, I get to mix and mingle. And now I get to go do things for free. So when I want to go to this meeting or go to this conference in Budapest or go here, I get to go for free and I don't have to worry about paying for travel. Hustle.
Nice.
You see what I'm saying? Hustle.
Yeah,
definitely.
They
don't want it with me, boy.
Right. Ebony Jones in the building. What's going on, Eb? She said the power of relationship building and getting it after yourself. I hear you.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Ain't nobody gonna do it for you.
Not at all. Not at all. We got a segment on here called Childhood Memories. We like for the guests and for the couchers and everybody else to get into our childhood. We always do one childhood memory. It can be funny. It can be crazy. Give me a good childhood memory there, DC.
I remember, I got so many. all I remember is I've always been willing to work, right? So I've just always been working, man, and hustling. I know that ain't a childhood memory, but I can tell you a good one because my father used to always be, he just loved his son and he wanted to look out for me. But I had an opportunity to work for the Denver Bronco game when I was like 16, Mile High Stadium. And he was like, "Nah, man, you ain't gonna do that shit. People gonna be trying to take advantage of you and all that shit." I was like, "Dad, please, this is an opportunity, it's a job." Right? And he's like, "All right, they're gonna take advantage of you." Man, I worked that first Denver Broncos game selling Pepsis, and I came home with about $500 worth of quarters.
Oh wow!
And for a young man, there's no greater joy than giving it to your father.
Right.
Not in a bad way, but in a way like, you taught me well. Trust me. Right? And it's always been like that. And I worked at Mile High Stadium. I did that for so long. I did that for like 3 or 4 years, even while I was in college, because it was easy money. Yeah. But I was good at it. And that's where all my cadences come from, because I would like, "Get your Pepsi," just all them cadences, singing along with it, and just all the little lyrical things. And people be like, "Man, I like how you do that Pepsi shit. Let
me get a couple of them.
Get the whole row for me, dog." Right? Like that, using your talent to get your money in any way possible. That's what I do. That's a good childhood memory for me. If you want something embarrassing, or is that good enough?
No, that's good. Unless you want to give us another one, because like they already know a lot about me. I got so many.
Yeah. I mean, that and then you learn a lot of things from your childhood too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to think people used to make fun of me because I was black as hell, right? In Denver, Colorado. And black as hell in Denver, Colorado, you get teased. But at black as hell in Atlanta, Georgia, you get all the women. Like, "I mean, chocolate." Chocolate. Why you calling me chocolate? I'm gonna eat your ass up. Like, "Oh shit. Oh, you like all this? You like this black crispy right here?" It's like, "Shit, I wish you was blacker, baby." Shit. So it's like my blackness was my asset when I left Denver, Colorado.
That's what's
and
up.
It used to be a source of trauma. Now it is such a source of pride.
There you go.
I take care of my skin. All the women I done messed with have taught me well how to exfoliate, what to use and everything. Now my skin is silky. They call me Papa Smurf, boy. They love DC black ass, boy, I tell you. And that I found that out because I went to a shrink. My voiceover coach told me to go to this psychiatrist to like learn stuff about myself to help me articulate things better. And I was telling him about this, "Why do you think that you're like you are?" And I was like, let me think about this. Because I used to ask girls to go with me back when I was young. And I used to ask white girls because I didn't know no better. And I used to think it was because I was black. And it was, it was because I was black, but I thought it was because I was black. I thought because he used to call me skillet and cast iron and all that shit like that. But it was like, the girl I wanted to go with was Jewish and I'm black. That just was never going to happen.
Right.
But I didn't know that as a little boy. Right.
It
traumatized me for a while. You know what I mean? Till I got to Atlanta and it was like, "Bring your black ass over here, baby."
Listen, I'm still dying off of Papa Smurf though. When you said that, I just pictured it. I'm like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, it changed my day, man. Me working in Magic City liberated me as a man because after the first year, I realized that pussy is not the most important thing in the world.
It is not at all. My God.
My respect for women shows no bounds because they had enough problems with everybody trying to get some ass from them. And I'm like, I'm on y'all side. I'm about to teach y'all how to be women because my mother taught me how to be a man.
Right.
So I know. So I was their mother, their brother, their father, their pimp, whatever they wanted me to be. I was that for them. And I taught them girls how to make money. And I've gone through generations of black women who have become better in their life because of the things that I've taught them. Because
that's what's up.
Everything that I'm talking about in this podcast is basically DJ Booth conversations with strippers.
Right.
From the finance to all this. I'm telling you, it's true. It's true. It's DJ Booth because I knew what I was doing. I would always have a bucket of candy in the DJ booth. You know, the bucket where the post office mail carry that bucket in that white bucket. I have it full candy, all that old school candy.
Yeah.
And whenever a girl would come to check to see if she's on stage, they'd be like, "You want some candy?" And they'd just be digging in that candy. And it'd be that old school candy, take them back to their childhood. But what they didn't realize is that I'm communicating with each girl.
Right.
Knowing what songs they like, knowing how they flow, knowing their problems, knowing what their life is about. And then I get to impose my will. So not only am I helping them and I know how to make more money for them, I'm teaching them how to make money, but I'm also teaching them about life. I'm also learning from them, right? And I know more about women than I should know.
Right.
From being in dressing rooms. You know what I'm saying? You've been in a strip club dressing room, it's brutal. Because they are wide, they talk about everything.
I bet.
And I'd be down there just sitting there listening like, oh, okay. That's why when I do this, that don't work. Okay. That's why oh man. And that's why I don't date. I don't even be thinking about no women because I done had 4 lifetimes worth of ass. I'm good.
Right.
You know what I mean? I've done my thing, right? I have a lot of good friends, right? And I've got friends we can lay in the bed, sleep, and not even do nothing.
Right. Yep.
We care about each other and we love each other and we know sex and mess it up. So that's how I flow. And I love that. But everybody ain't able to do that because people are who they are.
Who they are.
Yep. I've got control because I see the problems that happen I see the foreshadowing of problems down the road.
Yeah.
That's what makes me say no. And people are like, man, how could you turn that fine motherfucker down?
Easy.
Because fine don't mean she ain't trifling and
no
be a bunch of problems down the road. I already see what I don't want them problems.
Right.
Problems at all.
It took me a while to learn it, but I was glad I learned that shit.
I think I could change them, man, but it's like you can't because childhood trauma is something that never leaves you. Right? You can overcome it, but it never leaves you.
It's still there.
It's still there. So if you can't deal with it and sequester it to where it doesn't affect what you do in this day and age, then I already know I got problems later on because there's something missing and you don't even know how to deal with it. That's why I tell people all the time, go to therapy. It ain't even therapy to me. It's just go talk to a motherfucker.
Pretty much.
That's why I do these. I get to talk to people. I get to talk to people. So if it's something on my mind, I can talk about it.
Yep.
You know, I don't have to tell intimate details or anything, but I can throw it out there and then hear what people got to say and hear they spin on it.
Yep.
And then I come up with ideas and come up with solutions. And then it's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna solve that problem. Cool. I mean, these podcasts serve so many different purposes.
They do.
That people don't even understand. And people just don't understand that us communicating with each other and trying to help each other and sharing knowledge and sharing what we know, sharing our stories and sharing our culture and sharing who we are, spirituality, all of it is so beneficial to all of us that if we did it more often, the world would be a better place, but it don't work like that.
Absolutely. You're right. Yep.
Because people's petty, right? So there's going to be a certain amount of podcasts where they just kick up dirt and that's what they try to do. And there's nothing wrong with that. Do your thing. I don't never knock nobody's hustle.
Right.
I'm trying to kill that stigma because I hate this more than anything. Well, they don't teach us that. Oh, God. They ain't supposed to teach you.
You got to go learn it.
They don't teach us that. It's like
go learn it. Got to find it out. Got to figure it out.
It's there for you.
Yep.
Problem. It's there for you. You say they don't teach us that. How did they learn it? They had to have learned it from a book. It don't come down from generation to generation. Whoever started it learned it from a book. I could give you 10 videos and you could learn something. Or it came down from somebody who do it.
Right.
So there's no excuse ever. Right? But people want to argue me down. I let them talk. I'm like, okay, you're right. Yeah, you're right. I'm about to argue about stupid shit.
Right. Ain't no reason to. It's a waste of time.
Man.
Your brain cells.
I know that I'm looking for truth. And I came up in the world where there was a lot of truth. You know what I mean? I wanted to be Dan Rather.
Okay.
I wanted to be Walter Cronkite. Right? I wanted to be them cats because they told the news.
Right.
That's all they did was tell the news. Wasn't all that other stuff, right? So when I'm listening to news, I know who to trust. I know who's telling it straight up. I know who's in their feelings. I know who's not.
Mm-hmm.
And if I am kind of skeptical about it, I can go do the research to find out if it's true or not, because
Absolutely.
I know search engine optimization. I can go find anything. That's another reason I do that.
Right.
Because when I'm looking to try to get in front of people who can pay me, whoever does it right, Google puts at the top of the page. So that's kind of the most accurate information at that there is. That's not saying it is the most accurate information.
Right.
That's the most accurate information that there is. If I can do it better with my experience and my knowledge and outrank them, now mine's is number one. Until somebody else comes along and makes and you give a better rendition of what I just said.
Mm-hmm.
But it all has to be accurate, because in order for it to be accurate, Google has to know, that robot has to know what you have to talk about. So everybody's like, well, you got to do social media. It's like, no, I don't. I ain't got to do no damn social media. Because see, and when I tell them this, it just blow their mind. I'm like, look, I do not need 100,000 people to like me.
Right.
I just need 100 people to pay me.
That's it. That is it. That is it. That is it. That's it.
What else is there?
Yep.
I don't want the world. I just need a little chunk. Give me an island in the Bahamas. I'm good.
Yeah.
Compared to the world, give me the smallest island in the Bahamas. I'm good. I'm better than most.
Damn right.
It's all called perspective.
Yeah.
Right. So,
yes. What's up? We also do a segment called Flowers While They Still Here. I love this segment. We've been doing it since we started about 3 years ago. I like to do this because we are so conditioned to give people flowers while they're dead and gone. So we like to give people flowers while they still here. Who you want to give your flowers to today, brother?
Well, that's a hard one. It's a hard one, man.
You got bouquets to give out, huh? Said you got bouquets to give out, huh?
I mean, not real, because I don't mess with folks, man.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, now, I could say, it's just a hard one, man, because sometimes that's something I really have to think about. But I don't know, man. It's just difficult. Just, I'll give out flowers to the people who keep learning.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Who keep learning. Because, like, the pandemic, this is the best way I can explain it. The pandemic is the greatest thing that ever happened to me.
Okay.
Now, the other side is the other side, right? We know that. People passing away, lost loved ones, all the crap that goes with that.
Mm-hmm.
But the side I love is that when it first started, everybody asked themselves the same question: what the hell am I going to do?
Right.
And I loved it because it's like, oh yeah, we all in the Serengeti now. What you gonna do? Be predator or prey, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I chose to be the predator, and I chose to reinvent myself. And a lot of other people did that too. A lot of other people said, "Why am I working this damn job when I could do this myself? Let me learn how to do my own thing."
Mm-hmm.
The government gave me all this money. Let me take advantage of that to start my own company. I'd rather go break even or go broke trying than go back to my job, because it feels good to be off all these days.
Right.
And I want to give flowers to the people who figured it out, got their hustle on, got that money. Now they flourishing in their business and living their dreams.
There you go.
Because you got to take trauma and you got to turn it into triumph. And there's a lot of people that did that, and I did that. You know what I mean? In a certain way, because I went back to voiceover.
Okay.
And I said, I recorded all the voiceover was hard for me, but I recorded all my lessons. I went back, organized them, and started all over again. And within a month, I was booking, because my voice was that voice.
Right.
All in this together. COVID. Right? That's that voice. And
wait, that's you?
That's what I'm saying. I was booking like that. Right?
Yeah.
So, next thing you know, I shoot my first movie. My acting coach is like, "Hey, I'm directing this movie. You can get to Nebraska." I was like, "Yep, I got a hazmat suit." Boom, I'm shooting my first movie in the cornfield the week that the the world was going haywire. You know what I'm saying? When old boy got killed. And then a couple months later, I'm shooting a movie in Southern Georgia during the pandemic. And then I got this Publix commercial for a whole grocery chain for voiceover. Right. And I'm making money where nobody else can. I'm flourishing. And then here come Geico. Right. So I give flowers to the people who persevered, found something new, changed the trajectory of their life, took advantage of their situation, and now are happy as can be. And there's a lot of them. That's why they was like, don't nobody want to come back to work. No, don't nobody want to come back to work because everybody getting paid on their hustle.
Right. Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
They couldn't see that. It's like people being lazy. Probably like they're just being lazy. They don't want to work. They're getting everybody learn what y'all know.
Yep.
First time here, well, they know what you know now. Now they making money. And you can't take it. Right. So that's who I send flowers to.
There we go. All right, let's get into some topics. I know I want to talk about Carlee Russell before it get too damn old. I ain't get a chance to talk about her crazy ass yet. And if you don't know,
Carlee Russell.
Are you saying?
Okay. So, but see, that's society,
right?
hey, man. As soon as I heard who that was, I was like, I can't even, right? Like,
right.
You gotta be dumb as hell something ain't right with you for you to do that.
It can't be.
I'll let you tell it.
No, you good. We'll talk about it. It's crazy.
Like, fake your own kidnapping, and then it was the way you did it was so damn stupid, and you got everybody around, and it's just like, okay, it's like don't nobody care. Nobody care. Like you messed up. What did you think? How did you think that was gonna work?
Right.
That everybody's gonna be like, oh baby, you so special and blah blah blah. We're gonna give you money forever. Okay, all right, you got attention. Okay, nobody's gonna figure out that you just did some bullshit.
Like, I don't know how she thought it was gonna work. And then the simple fact, like, if people don't know and you lived under a rock who Carlee Russell is, like when I first seen it, everybody, it was like on TikTok and a couple, posts on Facebook or whatever, saying, this ain't getting the national attention it should. 25-year-old come up missing because she tried to help a toddler on the side of the road and all that stuff. And people was pleading for her safety and praying for her. And everybody going through it. And they like, oh, it's another black girl coming up missing and ain't nobody talking about it. And then we find out it was all bullshit.
That was a hoax.
All a hoax. And then the bad part about it, I think, is because she wanted to leave her current boyfriend or something at the time. Like, that's the worst part about it. Like, just dump the motherfucker. Like, what do you mean? You was just trying to spend time with somebody else. Like, come on. It's easier ways to get rid of somebody and just tell them the truth.
But that ain't why she did it. She wanted attention.
Too much attention.
Yeah.
Now she won't talk to nobody. Got her lawyer talking to everybody, saying she apologizes and she still needs your prayers and all that. And
she got to get hit in the head for that one.
Oh my gosh!
Make an example out of her, but that's what happens.
Yep.
What hey man, you can't be doing that.
I don't think she learned anything from Jesse. She ain't learned nothing from Jesse.
Get off her, man. Do something else, man, because that's just too stupid, man. We don't waste way too much time on this shit.
I just don't understand how she ain't learned.
Yeah, you do. Go to the next one, man. I'd rather talk about Trump. At least Trump a gangster with it. He gangster. He pookie with it. You know what I'm saying? Trump is crackhead with it. I can relate to what he's doing. He can't move. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. He's still on the TV to get cracked. He's still from his mama. He's still from his baby.
Hey, he's still from everybody. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. So the question of the week, so this is the question of the week. I was thinking about this earlier last week, right? And I'm like, man, this got to be some crazy ass shit. Question of the week. Couchers, DC, listen. Could you have sex with someone that has the same name as your mom or dad? Like, could you do it? Like, would it bother you? I was reading this article.
Don't nobody care about that, man. That's
What?
oh man, really?
Yes.
Girl with a big voluptuous booty, big old juicy, big old tig old bitties. Know what she doing? Pretty as hell.
Got the same name as your mama.
Same name as my mama. I'll be like, hey, let me call you Aunt Lucille then. Let me call you Cousin Lucille then or something. You know what I mean? I'm gonna figure it out because hey man, you know what I mean? My dad named my name's Cecil, so my name's Cecilia. Let's go. What's up? Trust me, I am not thinking about my mama or my daddy. Okay,
listen, I'm just glad my mom got an old school name in Gloria. God rest her soul.
Hey man,
God rest her soul.
That's not that can happen. So even if that happened, you wouldn't be thinking about your mama.
No.
You'd be
But
thinking
still,
about
I ain't calling her ass Gloria. No.
And Gloria got a big old booty. I'm sure you'd be able to separate the two.
Oh shit! Oh man, it was so many people that had problems with it, talking about they couldn't do it.
Man,
like they couldn't do it. I'm
people
like,
need to
really?
stop, man. People, hey man, you don't know about that situation unless you get put into it. Now, if she had your mother's name and she sounded like your mother, that's a different story. Be like, boy, come here. Be like, okay, mama. I mean, Gloria. That's a different story, right? Or she had your daddy voice.
Oh shit!
That's what you still saying? Now that's different. Right? The name ain't gonna just do it. It got to be some type of trait thrown off in there too, man. You know,
got to be some type of trait.
They got the same hairstyle, or they got the same gold tooth. Right, same body build. It got to be something like that. If it ain't nothing like that, then you okay. But if it's like that, then it's like, I can't do this, man. I can't do this.
You said if she got a big booty, I'm just gonna call her auntie.
Hey, it's still close, but the further you can get away, auntie, cousin.
Oh shit!
Hey, she was adopted. She was adopted into the family. It don't matter.
Oh God!
She ain't blood.
That's funny.
Oh my God, man, you got me up here. Hey man, I want to thank you for letting me come in here and run my mouth, man. I appreciate it.
Hey man, thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, man, I had a good time tonight, man. For real, for real. What else you got?
All right, I got to get to my favorite subject, man. This is my favorite subject of every show. Crazy, funny, fucked up news. Yeah. And this is the shit that it just, like, you can't even make this shit up. Listen to this one, right? Man robs an Indiana woman and then asks her out on Facebook. Yeah. Y'all got to hear this. A woman in Indiana who police said was robbed at gunpoint outside her home says she was later asked out on a date by her attacker, right? So the dude robbed her. She was coming out of her house. Dude named Damian Boyce walking up to her home and asked her, hey, do you live here, right? So she said, so when the victim responded yes, and asked the man if he needed help, she said he pulled out a gun, right? Proceeded to go in, and then he told her he was going to break into her house, right? And the victim said, hey, I don't have nothing inside, but I do have some money in my car. So the victim gave Boyce about $100 in cash. Then he asked the victim if she had a boyfriend and asked her to connect with him on social media, right? She said while pointing the firearm at the victim, the male asked her to add him as a friend on Facebook so he could pay the victim back the money he stole, right? She said the male then gave the victim the name Damian Boyce. Boyce pointed his Facebook profile out, asked the victim to add him as a friend, okay? Then she said she thought if she added him on Facebook, he would leave, and he did. this dude fled on a bike, but later jumped in her inbox and told her you was too pretty to rob. And she also told the people that she believed. She was like, I believe you, man. I can't. She said, I can't tell, your sweet times just got rough. And I know that. And I understand, shit happens and it's rough out here. But then he jumped in her inbox later on and said, come chill with me. Let's hang out.
Crackhead.
Like, that's got to be the worst crackhead move ever. You rob somebody and then say, you too pretty to rob. No, but then you tell her, I'm gonna break in your house. Like, how you go tell somebody you go about to break in their house? You see them leaving, you let them leave, and then you break in their house. You don't tell them, hey, I'm gonna break in your house, and then she say, oh, I ain't got nothing in there, and you believe them that they ain't got nothing in there. You got something.
Yeah, that dude got mental issues.
Exactly. Right? Like, that's crazy as shit, man. Like, literally told the lady, I'm a break in your house. And then he believed her after she said, I ain't got nothing in there. I got some money in my car, and gave him $100. And then he say, add me on Facebook.
I can't even relate.
And gave his
I can relate, but I can't even relate to that one.
Shouldn't nobody be able to relate to that damn story?
And unbelievable and ignorant, and that's just everything that something shouldn't be.
And that's got to be the new meaning of sliding into the DMs. Talking about, you too pretty to rob. Let's go out on a date. Come chill.
Whew, boy.
Did he really think that was gonna work though? Like, did he really think that she was gonna be like, all right, let's hang out? Give me my money back? Like, what the fuck?
Obviously. Hey, man.
Oh shit! Look me up on Facebook so I can pay you back the money I robbed you of. Like, what the fuck?
Take you to dinner with your own money that I robbed you with.
With your own money, with your own $100.
Hey, man.
And I'm gonna take you to Denny's.
That's definitely the dumbest one I ever heard of. So you talk about giving flowers, he give flowers.
For being that damn stupid, thinking that was really gonna work, trying to hit on her after he robbed her and shit.
So,
and you know what? I think the funniest part of the story is she didn't call the police and report it immediately until after she talked to her boyfriend about the situation.
Yeah.
Like, do you really think she might have been interested? And was gonna be like, yeah, give me my money back and let's go out on a date.
Man.
Oh shit. Oh my gosh.
Oh man, we can't end on some dumb shit. What you got? What else you got?
No, we ain't gonna end on no.
We can't end on some dumb shit, man. Please, no, not that one.
Hey, I can't make these stories up, man. That's why I call it crazy, funny, fucked up news, man. You can never make that shit up at all. Not at all, man. No, we won't. I'll never end on no dumb shit. Just just some laughing at my.
Oh yeah. Hey, we having fun. We having fun.
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
All day. Yeah, man. Hey, DC, man, thanks for coming on the podcast, man. I appreciate you dropping all them gems, man. I'm telling you this, if you did not watch the whole first part of the episode, you gotta go back and check it out, because I'm telling you, you will definitely learn something that you can take, put it in your toolkit, and use it in the future. I'm telling you, good shit. And I'm gonna be emailing you, asking you for some shit. I'm definitely gonna be hollering at you.
I got them, dog. Especially
with the voiceover work and the motivational speaking, man. Definitely.
Hey, man, thanks for having me on, man. And before I go, I gotta get something off my chest.
Yeah, come on, man. Come on with it before we get up out of here. I
gotta do that.
You say what?
Sprinkles is a new party people. That's why I do the commercial at the end. Everybody make me do that shit everywhere. Like, Sprinkles. I'm like, man, nah. Like, all right, Sprinkles. Kids be pissed off at me, boy. I don't want to do that. But
hey, that's hilarious. But the funny part is, you so used to it. You say everybody asked you to do that shit. I wasn't gonna ask you to do that.
I know, man. But hey, man, I gotta throw that in there. Somebody was like, "Is that dude that do that Sprinkles?" Somebody's thinking that.
When I first seen the commercial, I'm like, oh shit. Hey,
Yeah, man, that's
the group. That's what's up. Hey, that was my shit.
We might have had one or two negative comments. That's all I could find, right? And the one comment was, that's just messed up how these companies exploit black people to do this and sell this and sell that. I was like, man, y'all tripping. First of all, everybody in the commercial black as me.
Yep.
That's what I was proud of.
Oh my gosh. But they came in that bitch like, he like, oh shit. He was like, yeah. I was like, listen, when I seen it, I'm like, I love this commercial.
It was a party for real. And it was like, damn, they here jamming.
Right.
The girl was like, man, these old motherfuckers, let me get the hell up out of here. Right? Like, all that was real, right? Yeah. All that was real. A lot of that was, most of the stuff in there was prepared by me, because that's what I do before I go into auditions. I prepare stuff.
Yeah.
So that's where the sprinkles. That was the LeBron James doing the chalk sprinkles.
Yeah, I already know what it was. Yeah, I'm from Cleveland.
Everybody knows that. That's why I hit, because I'm from Cleveland. Yep. Everybody knows. You know what I'm saying? So like the spinning of the scoop, it's like, oh shit, that's some cold-blooded shit. I wouldn't have thought of that, right? Like all those little things is what made it special. And then the Kid and Play, they did that only one time. They weren't even told to do it. They just started doing it.
Get the fuck out of here. That's dope.
Flawless. That's like the most flawless. Kid and Play I be on tour with them and they don't even do it as good as they did it. Man, they did that Kid and Play so flawless. And then the girl that Tasha, she used to be a dancer back in the day. And I did about 4 routines to y'all song. So she was just dancing, having a good time and everything. And like that, everybody in that commercial to this day, it changed their lives. They all better actors now.
Nice.
They all like the little girl, she be in all kind of TV shows and movies now. Nice. That'd be all kind of. Nikki, she survived cancer and now she's in TV shows and stuff, right? Because I all stayed in touch with them. We all have flourished because of it, right? Because we were all professional. We all did our thing, and I made sure that, I wanted to keep in touch with them to make sure they was doing what, that this just wasn't a one-time thing for them.
Right, right.
And it just, we all are professionals, and it's good to have your comrades come up and be happy for them, just like they were happy for me to be able to do all this. So, I truly am blessed with all the people that I've come across in my life and continue to come across. And all I try to do is just give love. You know what I mean? So, with that, I bid you adieu. I appreciate you having me on, man. I got to get back to work.
Hey, appreciate you, man. Hey, everybody check out DC Glenn, man. I thank you so much for being on there. We'll keep in touch, brother. I appreciate you, man.
You got it.
Appreciate it. Yeah, man. That was definitely a good episode. Definitely was a part of man, that shit was dope. That was definitely a dope episode right there, man, with DC Glenn. One half a tag team, but you already know what I'm gonna leave you with: the close, something you can ponder on until the next time you see us on YouTube or Facebook at Just Therapy the podcast, or on Spotify when you listen to us the following day. Check us out, man. Appreciate y'all staying with us, staying glued. It was definitely a bunch of gems on this episode. Your close this evening, though, your close is: there is only one you, and there will never be another one. That's your power. Yes, I'm gonna do it one more time. There is only one you, and there will never be another one. That is your power, meaning can't nobody be you but you. You can be the best you, but can't nobody else duplicate that shit. So keep being you, keep pushing, keep striving, and keep doing the damn thing. I'm telling you, keep going. You got this. No matter how hard it gets, keep pushing, keep going, keep striving. Yes, yeah. That'll be your close this evening. Something for you to ponder on until next week, next Monday. God willing, when we'll be back with another episode of Just Therapy, the podcast. I'm your host, comedian Sean Boyd. Thank you so much. One thing you can never get back is time. And I got to thank you, Couchers, for spending your time with us. Hey, I'll see y'all next week, God willing. Y'all have a great rest of the week. Comedian Sean Boyd, we out. I'm taking you home, baby.
MICAH Beats activated.
Welcome to Just Therapy, where we talk about life with a comedy twist. With your hosts, comedian Sean Boyd, Antonio Ferguson, and Miss KT. We talk about a whole bunch of shit from politics to people actually taking shits. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the therapy session. Man, this be dope. Make a motherfucker want to rap. I can't rap, man. Hold on, here we go. I can't rap. I really can't. But come sit down on the couch with us. Man, I can't rap. Come to the couch. Enjoy the show. Let's go.